Morning, everyone. Wow, we had a total lunar eclipse just a few hours ago. In case you missed it, we were up early to capture it for you. Here's a time lapse from our KREM 2 studio on Spokane's South Hill. You can see it there, scrolling there towards the bottom of the white bar where our time and temperature is there. Pretty cool there, Brandon, to see the different, how it moved, and then it kind of changed colors too as it reached totality, which is super awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, that was a cool sight to see this morning. And of course, again, we're making our way into work. So
it was the best.
Yeah, it was just,
a little treat on this Tuesday morning.
Perfectly set us up for this Tuesday morning. And take a look at this right here. That's pretty cool, too. A beautiful sunrise over Silver Mountain. That looks like an absolute painting right there. So it's a beautiful start here on our Tuesday morning. We do have some clouds rolling in, though. So expect some more cloud coverage today throughout a big portion of the day, expecting some pockets of sunshine, but then by this evening, we'll see a little bit of raindrops start to fall and setting us up for a wet Wednesday ahead of us. That'll be tomorrow, of course. Right now, though, 32 degrees, winds moving around 6 miles per hour, so a little bit chilly as you make your way out the doors before a warm up later in the day.
Here's a live look at the traffic impact this morning. This is I-90 in Jefferson in downtown Spokane. Traffic moving great, and that sunrise looking great too in the east. You can see no major issues in downtown Spokane. Off to a great start here on this Tuesday morning. We'll keep a close eye on all of our cameras throughout the morning. We'll let you know if there's any slowdowns or any backups that could impact your morning commute. On Up with KREM, we do bring you weather and traffic together every 30 minutes. Today, in a matter of hours, President Trump will host the German chancellor at the White House. They are expected to talk about the ongoing U.S. and Israel strikes on Iran. Meantime, the Pentagon now says that at least 6 U.S. service members have been killed since the bombing began. Bradley Blackburn has more.
Blasts rocked Iran early Tuesday. The Pentagon says U.S. forces destroyed Iranian military command facilities, airfields, and missile and drone launch sites. Overnight, suspected Iranian missiles were shot down over Doha, while Saudi Arabia's defense ministry said Iranian drones struck the U.S. embassy in Riyadh, causing minor damage.
The hardest hits are yet to come from the U.S. military.
Monday, Secretary of State Marco Rubio warned the next phase of operations will be even more punishing for Iran. He held a briefing with lawmakers that some Democrats say sparked more questions than answers.
This is Trump's war. This is a war of choice. He has no strategy. He has no endgame.
President Trump defended the strikes in a letter to Congress obtained by CBS News, arguing, quote, the threat to the United States and its allies became untenable.
This was our last best chance to strike.
The president says operations will continue until Iran's missile capabilities, nuclear ambitions, and Navy are all destroyed.
We projected 4 to 5 weeks, but we have capability to go far longer than that.
The president added in a lengthy social media post overnight that U.S. munitions stockpiles have, quote, never been higher, and that wars can be fought forever using those supplies. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Tens of thousands of travelers have been stranded in the Middle East since the U.S. and Israel began strikes on Iran. Limited flights began operating yesterday out of the United Arab Emirates, though the airspace has been closed over multiple countries in the region. The U.S. State Department issued a notice urging all Americans to depart now from the Middle East, quote, using available commercial transportation due to serious safety risks. As the stock market opened yesterday, stocks plummeted and oil prices surged more than 6%. According to AAA, for the first time this year, the average price for a gallon of gas in the U.S. is at $3. In response to the attack on Iran, the country launched a wave of retaliatory strikes on U.S. military bases, targets in Israel and across the Middle East. The violence is disrupting oil shipments. Meantime, Iranian state media reporting a U.S. missile hitting an oil tanker in the Strait of Hormuz. This is a major shipping route. Roughly 20 million barrels of oil pass through there a day. That's about 20% of the world's oil consumption. Stock market opening up here within the hour.
Some crude oil can leave this region via pipeline, but it's the equivalent of trying to push a watermelon through a golf hose. It's not enough, and there's too much trying to go through too little of a route.
Experts say as long as this violence continues, gas prices will remain high. Right now, it is too early to predict just how much more consumers will be paying for gas. This morning, we're learning a third person has died from the deadly shooting in Austin, Texas over the weekend. We also learned one of them was a 21-year-old student from the University of Texas. Investigators are still working to find a motive. Officers say they are still in the early stages of the investigation, calling it a complicated and large crime scene. The FBI and Austin police are working to interview more than 150 witnesses. The FBI calling this shooting a potential act of terrorism, although they say they do not want to speculate if the recent attack on Iran had any impact.
Any declarations on what led to that motive would be premature, right? We want to make sure that we have our facts 100% correct, or as close to, or at least we've tracked down every possible lead that we can, because that's what we owe to the victims.
Right now, a growing memorial for the victims. Austin police say body camera footage of officers shooting and killing the suspect could be released later this week. This morning, a Spokane woman is awaiting sentencing. Yesterday, 33-year-old Alyssa Bradburn was found guilty of first-degree murder. She shot and killed her father in 2024. Witness testimony says she left a journal with her writings on her plan to kill her father at the scene for authorities to find. Bradburn told authorities her father was emotionally abusive towards her and violent towards her dog. She also claims she's been sexually assaulted by her father. Bradburn's guilty verdict includes an enhancement for using a gun, which will add 5 years onto her sentence. She is scheduled to be sentenced on April 2nd. Right now, Boundary County's new courthouse project is underway. The $3.76 million project is expected to be done in late September. This new courthouse is located across the street from the current courthouse. You may remember back in 2024, the county bought the building, which used to be a Safeway, for $700,000. This new building will have courtrooms, offices for the county prosecutor and clerks. This morning, an incredible story of survival. A North Idaho man is alive and recovering after he saved himself by crawling for 4 hours. This after he crashed his snowmobile in the backcountry near Lookout Pass. Our news partners at the Coeur d'Alene Press report 32-year-old Tyson Haynes was riding on February 15th when he hit an ice patch and fell nearly 120 feet. Haynes broke his leg and injured his back. Haynes was riding with his friend at the time, but they were unable to get Haynes onto his snowmobile, so he crawled on his hands and knees for nearly 2 miles to his truck. He says what kept him going was thinking about his wife and kids.
All right, take a look at that shot right there. This is the hour right here. Oh, and the birds flying by. Beautiful Coeur d'Alene, beautiful sunrise. Good morning, inland Northwest. We've got a beautiful day ahead of us. Not expecting as much sunshine as what we got yesterday and the day prior to that, but still a beautiful start here to our day on this Tuesday. 32 degrees right now, winds moving around 6 miles per hour. Clouds are rolling in though, and expecting some wet weather by tonight. We've got those details coming up.
Oh my goodness, that is like the most beautiful shot of Coeur d'Alene I've ever seen. No, seriously, what a sunrise. Well, we are welcoming a new team member on Monday. We are so excited to tell you about it, but it is a little bit of a secret right now. So we are looking forward to introducing you to KREM 2's new morning and noon weather anchor. Here's a hint. She's from Washington and is looking forward to joining me, Nicole, and our weather impact team of meteorologists. We will introduce you to her on Monday, March 9th, bright and early at 5 a.m. on Up with KREM. Felts Field will soon offer daily round-trip flights to Seattle. We will learn more about it today as Seaport Airlines comes to Felts Field for a ribbon-cutting ceremony and press conference. The company flies smaller planes and says flying out of Felts Field means no crowds and easier screening for passengers. The announcement is at 10:30 this morning.